Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Rome Let's Play. So, I've got a lot of stuff done between episodes. I'll catch you guys up on that in just a moment. But obviously, we're going to be dealing with a raid to start things off today. And it's also worth mentioning, we're not going to be doing any sort of history discussion, maybe in the next video, but I've been pretty pressed for time this week, so I didn't have time to prepare anything. But here's what we've managed to get done so far. I played for about an hour after the last recording, so we still got our prisoners here. Their stuff isn't that far along, so his resistance is down to 19, and then Eel's is down to 44 from like 49, so it's going down slowly, but it is going down. Most importantly, we've finished the main walls for our storage building here, and we've packed the dirt on the floors so that we don't have to worry about plants growing inside here. Rather than having only a few entrances, I've basically put a door, well, 2 doors on each side, and we're going to use these large wooden doors, but I'm going to have them held open. So this will still be counted as an interior space, and stuff should not deteriorate in there unless it is, you know, perishable food or whatever. But that should make it a lot easier to access the stuff we need, like wood or steel or whatever else if we're storing food in here. You know, the berries and rice. But still keep it from deteriorating because it's outdoors. So hopefully we can get that done. Also, we have this little outside space here where we have a tailoring bench and a smithy. I've used the ones from the old style tab here. So it was the fueled smithy here and the hand tailoring bench, even though the hand tailoring bench looks like it has an electric sewing machine on it. And we're going to leave these outside, even though we'll take a work penalty from that, just because it feels more thematically appropriate. And then I've also paved some walkways, or we've packed down some dirt for some walkways around here. So we've got like a 2-wide path along the wall there, and then a bigger 3-wide path kind of around the town area, and obviously a bigger one coming off the gate there. We'll have similar things on all the other gates. And I'm gonna try out these ancient lampposts. These are actually the ones that you can come across in the game along the ancient roads that exist. I want to see how they function. So they might work out great. We might have to replace them with something else, but I figured we'd at least give them a try. They don't require any electricity or anything, so that's why I decided to do that. What else? We've been doing pretty good on our pemmican production. Have a lot of animals dying in these areas that we can go and grab. In fact, it looks like there's several that I've missed out here. But yeah, anytime I see a corpse... Oh, right, I forgot about this. We should grab those. There was a guest from the Latin League, apparently, that came here and was killed by a Arctic wolf. Okay, so probably this wolf that is currently unconscious, and if that wolf dies, we'll grab that wolf too, and it looks like it probably will. Oh, the lynx. Got it. What lynx? Probably this dead lynx. Wow. Yeah, there's just predators everywhere and corpses everywhere. We will try to grab that. We'll definitely grab those. We're not going to grab the person though. And if the wolf dies, we'll turn that into food, or some food too. Okay, so let's get things rolling. And they're not going to attack straight away. At least I don't think they are. So we're not going to wake anybody until we have to. It should take them a while to get here. But ideally, we want to be fighting them at our barricade here. Where are you going? Hopefully just wandering a bit. Oh, there's a dead fox. We should probably grab that too. Yeah, we might need to go ahead and get the jump on them. Let's do it. I'm going to bring everybody. We'll send them down there. Trebo's probably going to get killed first. And then we'll, or maybe not. They're going to probably all arrive at roughly the same time. Let's see. Form up here. You're just smacking one of my palisades for no reason. They're really scattered. That's kind of weird. Okay. So let's form up here. Or we kind of already have. Come on, take him down. Don't let him get to us. Oh, you guys suck. Oh, Flash Storm. Inconvenient. Alright, ATS and Stilicho, go ahead and fight there. Constantine, your job is going to be to make sure they don't get to my range characters. Let's see, where are you going to attack from? Oh, over there? Okay. Fair enough. Tanya, you don't want to be standing there. Yep, keep fighting. And can you, Loka, and you, Tanya, attack that person? Is that the only one left? I believe so. Because there was 4, right? Okay. Wow. You almost got wrecked by a lightning bolt. They're still in range, right? For a little bit. I probably won't bother going after them, but if the ranged characters can take them down, that'll be fine. So, let's see. How badly are you hurt? Got cut up pretty good by that bow. Why don't you go get yourself treated? Apparently he's going to deal with the firework. Or the fire first. You're not so bad. Just some cracks and bruises. Getting kicked by an elk, apparently. And the elk is down, but not dead. We'll probably just kill it and turn it into food. Because I have no use for elk as livestock. This person is dead. I thought they were going to survive, but apparently not. Because they weren't dead immediately. You are not dead. Lost a toe. Are you worth saving? Maybe as a craftsman. Craftsman and a miner. Creepy breathing, but fast learner. Creepy breathing isn't really a problem. If you don't want them weirding people out, you just put them on a night shift. But fast learner is great and pretty good skills. So I think Kaibo is going to be worth saving. Got to be careful about food, though. I am always a little bit overzealous in like capturing and rescuing everybody I can, but that's often not the best course of action. Also, you may have noticed that I gave them proper beds. We'll have to do that for these guys as well at some point. So, ATS, you're gonna go put that fire out. Stilco, if I... Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. So, Constantine, why don't you capture Kaibo and then go get yourself treated. And then we have the elk. We have Gasiagaba. She is 37. Jealous Undergrounder. Jealous is potentially a problem. Because if we're role-playing this, Stilicho should have the nicest room, bar none, because he's the commander of this fort. But otherwise, Undergrounder, probably not really relevant, but a good trait. Decent combatant, somebody we could probably give a bow to and have them, be fairly capable with it, even though they don't really have any passion for it. And then somebody that could take over for cooking. And I don't know about medicine, because you're probably better and more passionate, yeah. But still, someone that could really help us out. So I think that one is worth rescuing too. That was you. What about I feel like there's a person underneath you, is there not? I'm not sure, but anyway, Stilicho. Or, you know what, ATS, I'm gonna have you do this because you are a bit wounded as well. Oh, never mind. Why did I think there was another person under there? That's the elk, obviously. I'll mark the elk for hunting. These are all bronze. I think I will get these hauled inside, because we can eventually melt those down. Okay, you're long gone. Then you two can go about your business. We'll go ahead and allow that person to be hauled so that they can get cremated. And Loka, can you... Well, I guess do the fire first, and then we'll prioritize hunting it. Flash storms are going to be really inconvenient on this map because there's a lot of stuff that can burn. Like a whole lot. Do me a favor and do the elk now. So what we're gonna have to do is create home zones on all these spots. Interesting. Okay. Sure. But yes, we're gonna have to do this, and that should get them to go ahead and put those fires out. When that's done, then I will go back through and delete a lot of these home zones. That needs to be taken care of. Let's make sure we make that a little bit wider just so they get all of it. Okay. Quickly now, people. At least Mole is on top of things. Stilico's putting that one out. And somebody's being hunted by a grizzly bear. That's inconvenient. Well, we'll deal with it. Come on now. Let's get these fires out. And a cold snap. Wow. The game seems to have just decided that if they can't deal with, or if they can't put us down through raids, they're going to do it via major inconveniences through the environment. Come on, get them in there. That one as well. Alright, that's one fire out. This one is becoming a bit of an issue. Oh, right, the grizzly bear. ATS, yeah, help us out here. Go melee attack that thing. Tanya, gonna need you to help out as well. If you come here, that tree's in the way. Regardless, I need you to help. These two are too far away. Come on, kill the bastard. Looks like ATS is tanking right now. Perfect, okay. So you, do me a favor, let's get these guys tended to. Don't need medicine right now. If they get infections, we can deal with that later. For now, let's just stop the bleeding. Mole is gonna do it. Are you good enough to do it? No. Tanya, yeah, you should probably jump on that. And then go ahead and tend to... No, don't do that. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Right, go put fires out. You need to get yourself patched up too. You're lucky the bear didn't hurt you at all. Yeah, you did pretty good too. Holy hell, this fire. Alright, come over here please. What an absolute mess. Alright, we've dealt with that. We got lucky, it started to rain. So the rain should really help us put these fires out. As soon as you're done with that, yeah, come over here, please. Let's see. Home zone. I already had the zone tab open. That doesn't need to be really home zone anymore, though that fire out there is technically ours. We're doing all right down here. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Hopefully the rain will get it, because I can't do a lot about it. The stone walls aren't flammable, but they will still take damage if the fire jumps to them. Which it should be very unlikely to do, but it still could potentially be an issue. Wow, that is not great tending. Oh well. And yeah, so we'll probably see infections here, but at least they're not dying. Also, we might want to confiscate that armor, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Good, you guys made it over there. Yeah, the rain really helped us there. So, can we get a roof on this? That's something I should have... Oh, I already asked for it. Is the roof there? I don't think it is. It should be shadowed like this because there's no light source in there right now. That's another thing we'll have to figure out is how we want to do interior lighting. So far I've been using these. But, they do require fuel. At first I thought they didn't, but they do require occasional wood, which I guess isn't a problem, but maybe we can do better than that. I don't know. That person's already able to walk around. That's good. Can we... Like, Tanya, what are you doing right now? Oh, you're going to patch people up. Yeah, probably a good idea to do that. We also want to grab this wolf. Oh, it's pretty chilly outside, isn't it? Yeah, that cold snap is going to do a number on us. How are you doing in terms of temperature? It looks like you can tolerate down to -5 and up to 57. I think it's because of the cloaks. I assume. So it is too cold for you right now outside, but only just. So that shouldn't be a problem unless it continues to get colder. But I think in general, aside from cold snaps, we should be fine. That will remain to be seen, though. I don't think that this particular map tile can go below, I want to say below 0, unless there's a cold snap. So, in theory, they should be okay. And conveniently for us, why is this out here? Oh, I know why. I created a stockpile there, and they started moving stuff out here. I did that because I wanted them to start pulling the steel, but I guess they decided to just start dumping stuff there. That does remind me, though. One of them had a bow, did they not? Oh, the one that got away did. But they had a short bow. I was eyeing it before I started recording, and I was going to use that for an archery thing so they could do something other than horseshoes, but unfortunately that was the only person that escaped. And now both my builders are down. You should be researching. Speaking of, let's take a look at that. I've been working on bronze creation, so this allows us to smelt bronze out of iron and copper. That is, of course, not how you would do that in reality, but obviously they've had to make some concessions for gameplay, so we'll forgive them. But it should be tin and copper. And anyways, that allows us to create bronze, which is going to be probably the best metal short of steel that we can use. So for the sake of aesthetics, what I'm going to do is probably have all of our armor, at least for the earlier parts of this playthrough, be made out of bronze. And we might transition from that to like chainmail, and then from that we'll transition over to like some steel or iron Lorica segmentada type armor, which we do have. There's actually 2 different versions of in this playthrough because the overall mod adds one, and I wasn't particularly fond of the way it looked, so I got another mod that adds a much more aesthetically pleasing version of it. But anyways, we'll transition a little bit, I think. I do like the bronze look, though, the early Roman kind of almost Hellenic style stuff that we're rocking. So we're going to make that out of bronze, but for our weapons and stuff, I'll probably make them out of steel or whatever the best material available is. So how are you doing? You really need to be bathed. Your movement is poor, 66%. That's not that bad, though. How about yours? You should be, like, fine. Yeah, 94%. And I didn't bother to look. I should have. How difficult are you guys going to be to recruit? 29's not the worst. We should be working and recruiting on all of these, though. And Kaibo is 50 and 93. Wow. So some of these people are going to be prisoners for a long time. Once we are kind of walled in here, we will find ways to put them to work, but for right now, with them confined to this little room, there's not a lot I can do about it. Unfortunately, the palisades do not, well, these don't count as an actual wall. So what we'll have to do is fence them in maybe with the larger palisade and do something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out, though. We also need to replace this. I'm going to try to use mostly stuff from here just to keep everything kind of, you know, aesthetically similar, I guess. Though it might be difficult. But I'll use as much of this as I can. So let's build a table there. We'll do these simple chairs, which I apparently can't rotate. Let's do a regular chair. How's this look? 45. Dining chair is 45. Let's just do one of these wooden ones. And I guess we'll deconstruct these and build the other ones. Or this same one. And eventually we'll obviously move those to somewhere that's a little bit more appropriate when the time comes. Though our construction has been really falling behind. Obviously, I had them focusing on this, but I'd like to get this done soon. Though I guess this does still take precedent. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I feel like we're working with a really small space here. So ideally, I want this to be sort of the core of our fort, and then we'll build sort of a fort town around it, I think. But I don't know that I'll be able to fit everything I want to in this space. Oh, yeah, that's a bummer. Oh well. It worries me that this stuff is sitting out here. But I don't have a better place to put it right now. Okay, a bit of an issue. They're starting to suffer from hypothermia in there. So we need to find a way to warm them. I was actually trying to get them some clothing. Those guys are naked, or at least the two original ones are. So I did set up this build, but because everything has to go through Constantine for the most part, it's just not getting done. So I'm not sure how to help them. But what is your temperature tolerance right now? Oh, 16, yeah, because you're naked. For these guys, it's down to 0. Or for you, it's 8. Oh, because you're naked except for armor. I'm not sure how to help them because I can only build on the walls. Or what we could do is have them... No, they don't really rotate through beds. A fireplace would give them heat. I would need a lot of stone for that, though. I could also just do like a campfire. Let's look at temperature. That might be more efficient. So we have like a fire pit. Campfire. It's probably the same thing. I just don't know where I could justify putting it. We gotta be careful because that is an enclosed space, so that could create issues. I guess we'll just let one of them sleep on the floor for right now. Sorry, Kaibo. Let's get that campfire in there. ATS, I'm gonna ask you to build it. You're fine. You got a bruise on your, what, leg? Yeah. Okay. So, what's the temperature in there now? 11? 14? Oh, it got warm fast. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Now it's 30 degrees Celsius in there. And it might continue to rise. So, all of a sudden, we're cooking them to death. No, it looks like it's going to hold there. That might be a bit, that might be a little bit too warm for them. But, no, I think we're okay as long as it doesn't continue to rise beyond that. Okay, I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Because that might turn into a human oven if I'm not careful. Yeah, so unfortunately, this cold snap is killing off our crops. Which is another problem. So, all we can really do is ride it out, but this is one of the major dangers of these no electricity or industrial technology playthroughs, is we're so reliant on agriculture, and the game seems to pick up on that pretty well because every one of these playthroughs I've done, we've just been pummeled by cold snaps. And I'm worried that the game is going to do the same thing here, and it's just going to be like minus 10 degrees Celsius the entire time. Even though I was very careful in picking a pretty hospitable location to start our base. Again, this was supposed to be nearly year-round growth cycle. Not entirely, but the minimum temperature was never supposed to be lower than 0. And obviously that isn't the case with the cold snap because we're down to minus 13. How are we doing in here? Yeah, holding about 30. So the campfire was sufficient. Nobody got frostbite or anything, right? I know you were suffering from, well, a lot of things, but not hypothermia anymore, anyway. Their mood is really slowing down their resistance drop, though. So normally an interaction is enough for about 1 full point, give or take a little bit. You can go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But what we're seeing right now is about 0.3. So we're only having about 30% effectiveness in our recruitment efforts right now because obviously their current conditions are not ideal. But it's not a lot we can do about that right now. Can I get you to, like, you're washing? How about you build this roof? Oh, Newfoundlands join. Okay. We just got 3 black Newfoundlands. Like, all black. Let's see. We got 2 females and a male. I gotta be careful because they can really start to get out of hand, but I'll keep them for now. I might end up breeding and selling them. I guess we'll see. It reminds me, what is your temperature tolerance? -2. Okay. How about yours? 4. Interesting, because I thought this would have been better. But I guess not. Oh well. That cold snap is really doing a number on us. -16 and continuing to drop. And you can actually see it here. The trees are dying as we watch, which is pretty crazy. But, you know, what can we do? Alright, that's our technology finished. So we can create bronze out of, again, copper and iron, which is not realistic, but it is useful, so great. And then we move on to, I believe, yeah, Mediterranean culture, which is going to be a massive project. 5,000 is a lot for our current tech level. But once we do that, we're going to have many things open to us, including the ability to research Mediterranean agriculture, which is going to let us start growing, like, I forget what we can actually plant. But you can grow, like, grapes, you can grow olives, and make things out of those. There's others as well. I believe we need to research that in order to start making the clothing that we are seeing our people in. So if we want to make the, what are your guys' things called? So the cape and the tunic, should have figured as much. If we want to make those, we actually need that research, I believe, because I can't make them as it stands now. Okay, and that is this place more or less finished now that he's up and about again. So, God, somebody's like, yeah, I get that you're cold. You could go back inside instead of hanging out there. There's plenty of warm places. I guess what we could do... The issue is this is putting off heat. I worry that those two together is going to be too much. But I guess for now we'll just throw one down. ATS, you're going to go eat. When you're done with that, build that for me. We'll make that, at least our little place here, nice and warm. You're building the doors right now. I'll have to make sure those get held open. We need light in there as well. So let's grab these. And I'll just use these for now. That's not centered, but it's good enough. I don't know that I can center it. Actually, it's pretty damn close. I think it's an even number, so I don't know that there's one that's more centered than the other. I'll just leave it at that. And, right, we need a stockpile in here now. So, stockpile zone, and we're just going to have this be generic. I don't care what goes in there. Let's make sure that's held open. And, again, it's still going to be outdoors right now because we don't have the other doors in. But it should be indoors once they're all finished. What are you up to right now? Oh, you're building that. Okay, fair enough. It would be nice to have somewhere to sit and eat. Because you guys are probably all complaining about it right now. Yep, ate without a table. Classic. Okay, once you finish that, please come over here and deconstruct these walls. And then build that door. And then build this door, I guess. He's going to have to take care of that, but it looks like he's going to do it automatically. Prisoners in a daze. Don't really care. Not a lot I can do about it until we have a better place to put them. which I'd like to work on a new barracks for us, but they kind of need a new... Like, I have as many prisoners almost as I have colonists, so I do need to consider them. Did I mark that as held open? No. Okay, so let's do that. Yep, keep at it. Mark that as held open. I should go through and let's grab the packed dirt again. That is not packed dirt, so let's make sure that it is. That way we don't have... trees can't grow there anyways, but you never know. Just to be safe, if we ever take that door out or something and forget about it. Our plants are all dying. That's unfortunate. So I think what my goal is going to be is let's try to focus on getting new living quarters for our colonists. And because this is already an enclosed space with the bare necessities available, what we'll do is we'll just move the prisoners into here once we are done with this ourselves. And we can actually have one of them, I think it was you, right? Can take over butchering and cooking duty and stuff. And of course, Tanya can help. But if they're just going to be sitting around, it makes plenty of sense for this person to be doing that type of stuff. And since the workbench is already in here, we don't need to really worry about anything. We can just kind of transition straight over. So I think that will be ideal. The issue is, like, where are we going to put the housing? I am not quite sure. Because again, this is a really small space that we're working with here. Okay, is that... Yeah, this is indoors now. Fantastic. We're getting free freezer duty here as well, because it is so cold. So that's one nice little bonus. Though, with the smoked meat, it really doesn't matter because it'll last plenty long enough. Let's figure this out, though. I feel bad for Sheriff, because Sheriff just lost her bed to these new dogs, but oh well. So let's try to figure out where we want to do housing, because we don't have a lot of room to work with. I think it's going to have to be, first of all, plan out our roads. How about that? So I'm trying to keep them, I think, 3 wide. This is 2. That's okay. I guess we're doing 2 wide. 2 wide it is. So we want this to run over here somewhat, something like that. I can even wrap it around. I'm trying to keep like a 1 tile buffer as well, just for like decoration. But we'll see if that continues to work out. So let's do something like this. And we can wrap it around this way. Bring it back up here. And that's going to be a little bit awkward. I don't think that should be... Yeah, that shouldn't be there. Okay, let's grab those. And we'll continue this, so we'll have that path. This doesn't need to necessarily be there then. I'm trying to think of like what else we would want to do. This is probably just going to have to be like decorative, because we're not going to be able to fit anything functional in that little spot. This can continue though. We'll have those be like the main roads, I suppose. This is going to need to be, what, 4 wide like that. But that centers up pretty nicely. That can run off that way. And somewhere, there's going to be a gate over here. I thought I had marked it out, but apparently I hadn't. That should be there. Yeah, where would that have been? Well, let's see. So that's going to be the corner of that little tower. If we come down to here, 36, so it's right on those. Whoops. Why did I think I could delete that? So that's where the gate is going to be. Therefore, we need to have basically a 4 wide thing coming out here somewhere. Something like that. So where do these houses then go? Nobody's a couple yet, so I can't put any of them together. And a long-term barracks is not going to be ideal. How do I want to do this? I think... Like, how much space is this right here? 5 by 9. Because, like, the minimum I think I can get away with for a bedroom is probably 4 by 4. Without people getting, like, really upset. And that's only because I'm running the realistic rooms mod. Otherwise, it would have to be, like, what, 5 by 5, I think? I wonder if I could get away with a 3 by 3. That's really tiny, though. And even still, we wouldn't have enough room to fit enough of these in. So that'll have to be something that can fit in a building fairly small. Could run them along the back here or like here and here. I guess let's start with that down there. So we'll do orders, no, sorry, structures, or I'll just copy it from this. We'll use limestone. And it's gonna have to be 6 if we want 4 by 4 rooms. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna have to be a room that size. Or sorry, a building that size. And then we can basically just drag it over. And we'll do another. Okay. And if we want to, I suppose we can mirror it to the other side. Got to be careful because the wall is going to be... Oh, leaves enough room, I think. Yeah, so let's do a couple on this side. I think that's right. Okay. And I guess we'll just put the doors toward the center of the main road, that is, because obviously we can't center it on the building itself. I think that's good enough. We'll get those done. Obviously we'll need to clear those areas. And again, the reason why I do this rather than just letting it happen as they build is because if I do that, then the people who are doing the building, like Constantine here, are going to be the ones actually cutting down the trees. And his plant cutting skill, for example, is not so great. Whereas if I mark it for cutting, then someone like Loka or Tanya, who actually has pretty high skill, will come along depending on their priorities. So what is your plant cut right now? 1. So she's going to do it unless she has something to plant. Which right now she's probably not going to bother because it's just going to die immediately anyways. But she'll come along and do that, and then the people who are building can focus on building and not tear down a tree, build, tear down a tree, build, tear down a tree, build. So this is a lot faster. And the same is true for laying down floors, which we will also do. For now, it's just going to be packed dirt because that's the most historically friendly option I have available, though for the actual bedrooms, I'm debating doing something a little bit more pleasant. Wood floors are probably not realistic here. What we can do though is pack the dirt, and then once we have enough material, go through and do like a stone floor or something. Or even like a, well, again, I don't want to do straw floors, even though that would potentially be appropriate. It's just, I'd have to grow that particular stuff to do it. So more floors, what do I have? Could do steel floors or various types of metal. I don't know, maybe just flagstones. These are gonna take some time though. I guess we'll see. Don't have to worry about it right now. For now, packed dirt is adequate, and we'll just go from there. Alright, now that stockpile has been laid down, I've asked that this become a food-only stockpile. Or food and animal corpses, that is. And this should probably not contain food, especially anything raw. If it's pemmican, I think I'm willing to allow it, but otherwise I would say probably not. Definitely not rotten. Oh no! One of our dogs is being attacked by a warg. Okay, that's not good. It looks like ATS is out here to help though. Go ahead and melee attack it. You seem to be a lot more efficient doing it that way. And the shields seem to really do help, because the shields have prevented a lot of injuries that we would be otherwise taking. At least it seems that way. Is anybody nearby that can help? I think you're probably closest. I don't know that you'll get here in time though. Go ahead and 6 sheriff on him. Okay, AT is 1. Never mind. Let's see. You are basically dead though. How are you doing? Pretty beat up actually. You'll need to go get that tended to probably. Okay, so go ahead and finish the warg off and then bring it back. Yeah, okay. Come on then. What are you doing, man? You're gonna eat. Oh, okay, fine. Fair enough. I forgot that that's like the only pemmican we have right now, is the pemmican that's outside. So yeah, we need to kind of shift that stuff. Like Loka, if you're not doing anything right now, actually Loka, what I'd like you to do is, there was animals lying around. I'd like you to go, oh I can't because there's no space. Fine. You gotta do this first then. Please come along and haul these weapons for me. Yeah, grab all that stuff. Take it to the other stockpile. Then we should be able to send someone to go collect all the animal corpses. You got tended to fast. But we'll collect all the animal corpses around. We can butcher them up, turn them into smoked meat, and either just eat the smoked meat or, more ideally, turn it into pemmican, which we still have plenty of rice and berries around, so pemmican should not be difficult to make. We just need to go source some meat, which we have some lying around, so it should be alright. Yeah, I think the major hang-up was just that we had too much other stuff sitting in this stockpile. And now that that's no longer an issue, I think we'll be okay. And that is still an interior space. Fantastic. Just making sure. Oh, we have a lot of meat down here. Okay, yeah, we'll be fine. Just a matter of getting it done. And I think once we have the prisoners helping us with those jobs, we'll be a lot better off. So Loka's cutting the trees for us now. I really wish we could just build all of this out of wood. And of course we could, but it just wouldn't feel right. Though we are using limestone, which also doesn't feel right. It looks the part though. But yeah, if we could build these out of wood, it would be done so much faster. God, these predators everywhere. Getting to be a real pain. Let's see. Can the two of you handle it? It said it was hunting her, right? I thought so. So you're gonna need to probably tank for her, and let's have her support you. I'll slow things down a bit too, so we have a little bit more time to prepare. I thought I hit play, but I guess not. Don't let it get too Loka. Okay, you didn't do that very well. Come over here. You come over there. Perfect. Go ahead and melee attack. Don't get caught in melee. Alright. You go here. Start shooting. Cougar Revenge. Yeah. Cool. All set. You get back to building. Is this thing dead? Cool. Perfect. Why don't you haul that inside? Too heavy, you say. Why is that? There we go. Always forget about the hauling thing. We should probably get this inside as well. Let's do that before I forget. Haul the elk. Did somebody steal your clothes? I think the shirt just deteriorated, probably. That seems more likely. Because I didn't tell them to strip the corpse, so they shouldn't have. Did you get treated, Missy? Okay, cool. I'm going to say no medicine for the animals. Let's actually go down the line and do that. Just because, again, if they get an infection, we can treat them specifically for the infection later. I should get them trained up for hauling and stuff. Rescuing is probably good too. Yeah, let's just do it all. Release is actually not something I'm super concerned with. Right now, anyways. We'll train it eventually, but let's focus on the more important stuff first. Because if they can help me by hauling, that would be super useful. But yeah, we'll get that stuff inside. It'd be great if somebody would come along and deal with this corpse, because nobody's going to like looking at that. And that does need a bit of fuel, but otherwise we have the means. I'll let her keep planting the rice, but I do worry that, yeah, I think you're just wasting your time. So go ahead and refuel this. She should automatically go grab the corpse afterwards, so it should be okay. Okay, there's a bit more pemmican. What do you have to do now? Making more? From... oh, you're grabbing that meat. Yeah, probably for the best. Need to get that stuff eaten as well. In fact, do me a favor. Pick up all the pemmican. And then we're going to dump all this indoors. That's going to speed up the whole work process. If she's already out here, you know, too late, but let's try to get what we can inside. And it looks like we got pretty much all of that. Then we will just unload her inventory on the floor here. And that should keep a lot of this stuff from going bad. So dump all of that. Perfect. Okay. You're grabbing what now? I guess this was too convenient. Apparently. Wow. So I've just been panning around looking at kind of what our pawns are doing, and Loka was headed out here to cremate this skeleton. So I told her not to do that. But I found a bunch of other animal corpses. It seems like there's so many predators here that they're all just murdering each other and then dying. And it's just creating a whole lot of corpses for us to come and grab. But for whatever reason, unfortunately, it automatically marks them as forbidden. So I have to go through and mark them as unforbidden so that our people will actually collect them. But you can see that was like, what, 6 corpses right there? These all died in the same area. I'm wondering, they probably had something to do with each other dying. So this one was killed by a warg. I don't see a warg nearby. There was one somewhere, though. I panned by one not too long ago. Then we have a timber wolf who killed by a cougar, which would have been you. I believe you probably died, yeah, from the wolf, so they killed each other effectively. What about these thrumbos? Or muffaloes, sorry, not thrumbos. Let's see. Killed by a warg as well. Where's the warg that killed you guys? That's another cougar. I'm assuming that cougar killed the turkey. Oh, no, warg. There's a nasty warg on the loose. Could be this guy. Arctic wolf, yeah. Muffalo. So he's been on a killing spree. But we'll go collect all those corpses. Loka was already headed to cremate that, which I don't want her doing. But she's free to come along and haul this buck. And then we'll come back for those guys. And all the others as well. So I think we'll end the episode here. I'm going to continue working on this stuff down here. And hopefully by the time we come back, these little buildings will be finished. At least, you know, the exteriors. We can get some basic beds in there. Though what I like to do in all of my playthroughs is build double beds regardless of how much more they cost. We'll probably just do this one. They're fairly inexpensive. It's only 40 more wood. But because people in this game, pawns in this game, do tend to eventually become couples, it's easier to just future-proof and build double beds in every bedroom. And that way, as soon as you have a couple form, they can just immediately pick one room and live in there. Versus if every room has a single bed, then I have to move stuff around. And so it's easier to just give everybody a double bed. There's really no downside. Other than, again, we're spending like 40 more wood initially than we otherwise would have. But later on, if, you know, everybody has a single bed, I'm going to have to spend that eventually anyways. And I, at least this way, won't have extra beds lying around that I have to remove. But let's get the exteriors done first, and then we'll put the beds in. Once the beds are in, we can start moving people in there, and I'll worry about comfort after that. We can continue adding stuff on. Though with the cloth that we have, which is not a lot, but we have some, I'd like to get those clothes made for our prisoners, and once that's finished, I'll start putting rugs in on the floors. Wow. Okay, for 120 we can completely cover the floor with a rug. And that, you know, could be a good idea. Though doing like white rugs in every room is going to be kind of boring. So maybe we'll wait until we can do double strand, or there are other rugs available to us. Oh, I forgot that there's more floors in here. Maybe something like this would work. I guess I'll have to test it and see. I can use the dev tools to do like little samples and see what it looks like before I decide, and then just delete them. What else? There was, I can never remember, was it you? Yeah, it's this mod, but we haven't accessed everything yet. Oh, here we go. So we've got other carpets with a little bit more intricate designs that we can do. And they're all going to be cloth as well. This one requires a bit of gold, but we probably won't bother with that. That's not going to fill the whole room, but it's still going to take up a good amount of it. So we can do that, though these are a lot more expensive, as you can see. So if I wanted to cover the same area, it would be 880 cloth versus, what, 150 or something. But that's something to think about, and these are a little bit more interesting to look at least. So anyways, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.